Have you ever felt like you're destined for more, yet something keeps holding you back? You have big dreams, starting a business, reaching a financial milestone, or pursuing a passion project, but despite all the ideas swirling in your mind, you remain stuck in the same place. It's not because you lack ambition or ability. The truth is, many people face this same struggle, the gap between wanting success and taking the steps to achieve it. This gap, often called the action gap, is the silent thief of potential. It traps people in a cycle of overthinking, self-doubt, and waiting for the perfect time. The result: missed opportunities, unfulfilled potential, and a lingering sense of frustration. But here's the good news: the action gap is not permanent. The distance between where you are and where you want to be is smaller than it seems. It all starts with one decisive step, a single moment of action that sets everything in motion. In this video, we'll explore why the action gap exists, how to overcome it, and how small, consistent actions can lead to monumental success. Ready to close the gap and unlock your potential? Let's dive in and discover the psychology behind inaction. To understand why so many people struggle to act on their dreams, we must first examine the psychology behind the action gap. At its core, the gap is often fueled by fear, uncertainty, and perfectionism, mental barriers that prevent us from taking the first step toward our goals. One major factor is fear of failure. What if it doesn't work out? What if you embarrass yourself or lose time and resources? These thoughts can be paralyzing, keeping you stuck in a cycle of hesitation. But here's the truth: failure is not the opposite of success, it's a necessary part of the process. Every mistake teaches a valuable lesson, bringing you closer to your goal. Another culprit is procrastination, often disguised as productivity. You may convince yourself you're researching or preparing, but in reality, you're delaying action. This often leads to decision paralysis, where overthinking prevents you from making any choice at all. Finally, there's perfectionism, the belief that you must have everything perfectly planned before starting. While striving for excellence can be positive, waiting for perfection often means waiting forever. Success doesn't require flawless execution, it requires consistent effort. The consequences of these psychological barriers are significant. Each day you delay, you lose time and opportunities that could move you closer to your dreams. But once you recognize these patterns, you can start to challenge them. Understanding the root causes of the action gap is the first step to overcoming it. Next, we'll explore a powerful mindset shift that can help you break free from hesitation and embrace the power of imperfect action. One of the greatest misconceptions about success is the idea that you need to be completely ready before taking action. The truth is, waiting for the perfect moment often leads to indefinite delays. Success doesn't come to those who are perfectly prepared, it comes to those who start, even when they feel unready. This concept, often referred to as imperfect action, is the antidote to hesitation. Starting before you're ready isn't reckless. It's a strategic choice to prioritize momentum over perfection. Each small step forward creates a ripple effect, building confidence and clarity as you go. Take, for example, the story of Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She didn't have a background in business or product design when she invented her iconic product. What she had was a problem she wanted to solve and the willingness to take the first step, even though she lacked expertise. Her initial efforts weren't perfect, but they set her on a path to eventual success. Starting before you're ready allows you to learn and adapt in real time. As you take action, you'll discover what works, what doesn't, and what adjustments are needed. This approach transforms uncertainty into growth, turning hesitation into progress. It's also important to understand that the act of starting creates momentum. Like rolling a small snowball downhill, each step builds on the last, gathering energy and direction. Over time, what began as a tentative move becomes a powerful surge toward your goals. The perfect time doesn't exist. The key to closing the action gap is to begin where you are, with what you have. Next, we'll explore how to shift your mindset from fear to focus, so you can approach action with confidence and clarity. Fear is a powerful emotion. It's designed to protect you from danger, but when it comes to pursuing goals, fear can often disguise itself as rational excuses. I'm not ready yet. What if I fail? Maybe next year. These thoughts might seem logical, but in reality, they are manifestations of fear holding you back from progress. The first step in overcoming fear is reframing it. Instead of seeing fear as a stop sign, view it as a guide. Fear often points to areas of growth, the spaces where stepping out of your comfort zone will lead to new opportunities. For instance, the nervousness you feel before starting a business or applying for a new job isn't a sign you should stop. It's a signal that you're about to do something that matters. Next, shift your focus to progress, not perfection. Too often, we place unrealistic expectations on ourselves, believing we must have all the answers before starting. But success doesn't demand perfection, it demands persistence. By focusing on incremental progress, you can break down large, intimidating goals into manageable steps that feel achievable. Another critical mindset shift is to view failure as a learning opportunity. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the journey. Every successful person you admire has faced setbacks, but they use those experiences to refine their approach. Adopting this perspective removes the fear of making mistakes and replaces it with a curiosity to learn and grow. Lastly, clarify your goals and break them into manageable tasks. Overwhelm often arises from trying to tackle everything at once. Instead, focus on the next logical step. For example, if your goal is to write a book, don't start by thinking about publishing, begin by drafting the first chapter. Embrace bravery as a habit. The more you act despite fear, the easier it becomes to focus on what truly matters. As your mindset shifts from fear to focus, you'll find that your energy naturally aligns with your goals, propelling you forward. Now that we've discussed the mindset shifts needed to overcome fear, let's look at how to build a system that ensures consistent action and long-term success. Taking action is essential, but without a system to sustain it, progress can stall. A well-structured system removes friction, reduces decision fatigue, and ensures you remain focused on your goals. Success isn't about one big leap, it's about small, consistent steps. Let's explore how to build a system that works. 1. Time blocking your priorities. Time blocking is a powerful method for organizing your day. Instead of leaving your goals to chance, allocate specific time slots for focused action. For example, if you're working on a side hustle, dedicate an hour each evening to tasks like marketing, skill building, or networking. Treat these time blocks as non-negotiable appointments with your future self. 2. Set SMART goals. Vague goals lead to vague results. Use the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound to create clear and actionable objectives. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to save money," set a SMART goal like, "I will save $500 in the next 3 months by cutting unnecessary expenses and increasing freelance income." 3. Accountability and support. Find an accountability partner or join a group aligned with your goals. Sharing your progress with someone else adds external motivation and helps you stay on track. Many people find that simply knowing they have to report their actions motivates them to follow through. 4. Build habits over motivation. Relying on motivation is risky because it's fleeting. Instead, focus on building habits. Start with small, repeatable actions that fit into your daily routine. Over time, these habits compound, creating a foundation for sustained progress. A system provides structure, but its true power lies in consistency. Now that you have a framework for action, let's explore how celebrating small wins can build confidence and keep you motivated. Success isn't built overnight, it's the result of small, consistent victories that accumulate over time. These small wins are more than just minor achievements. They're powerful motivators that build momentum and reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. Why small wins matter. Each small win sends a message to your brain. I'm making progress. This sense of accomplishment triggers a release of dopamine, the feel-good chemical, which boosts motivation and encourages further action. For example, completing the first chapter of a book, saving your first $100, or landing your first client may seem small in isolation, but each step is a building block for greater success. How to create and celebrate small wins. 1. Set mini goals. Break your big goals into smaller, manageable tasks. If your aim is to save $5,000, focus first on saving $500. then $1,000, and so on. Each milestone feels achievable and keeps you motivated. 2. Acknowledge progress. Take a moment to celebrate each win, no matter how small. This could be as simple as writing it down in a journal or rewarding yourself with a small treat. Recognition fuels the desire to keep going. 3. Reflect on your journey. Regularly review your progress. Look back at where you started and how far you've come. This reflection strengthens your confidence and reinforces the belief that your efforts are paying off. The ripple effect of confidence. Small wins create a ripple effect. As you achieve more, your confidence grows, and with greater confidence, you're more likely to take on larger challenges. Over time, these incremental victories transform into significant achievements, bridging the gap between desire and tangible success. With confidence on your side, let's address how to overcome the obstacles and resistance that inevitably arise on your journey. No matter how well prepared or motivated you are, challenges and resistance are inevitable. Self-doubt, setbacks, or external pressures can all threaten to derail your progress. But obstacles are not the end of the road, they're a natural part of any journey toward success. 1. Recognize resistance as growth. Resistance is often a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Instead of seeing it as a barrier, view it as proof that you're on the path to growth. Challenges test your commitment and build the resilience you need for long-term success. 2. Develop resilience strategies. When obstacles arise, resilience becomes your greatest asset. Practice techniques like mindfulness to stay present and reduce stress. Lean on your support system, mentors, friends, or accountability partners who can provide perspective and encouragement. 3. Practice self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when progress feels slow, but self-compassion is essential. Acknowledge your efforts and remind yourself that setbacks are temporary. By being kind to yourself, you maintain the emotional energy needed to persevere. 4. Focus on your why. When resistance feels overwhelming, return to your core reason for pursuing your goal. Reconnecting with your why reignites your motivation and helps you push through. With obstacles reframed as opportunities, let's conclude by tying everything together and inspiring decisive action. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't as wide as it seems. It's not a matter of waiting for the right moment, having more resources, or knowing every detail. The key is action, the willingness to start now, with what you have, and trust the process to guide you forward. Throughout this journey, we've explored the barriers that create the action gap and the tools to overcome them. You've learned how fear, perfectionism, and procrastination can hold you back, but also how to reframe these challenges into opportunities for growth. You've discovered the power of small wins, the importance of systems, and the impact of shifting your mindset from hesitation to focus. Now, it's time to take the first step. Write down one goal you've been putting off. Break it into a small, actionable task you can do today, even if it's as simple as sending an email, making a phone call, or creating a plan. Remember, success isn't reserved for the fearless or the perfect, it's for those who are willing to act. Every step you take, no matter how small, closes the gap between desire and achievement. The time to act is now. Your transformation starts today.